Oi, Governor, and welcome to Take 2 of YemmyCast episode 15. I'm gonna be upfront with everyone. This is part 2. This is version 2 of the podcast. I wasn't happy with how the original take of this came out. Obviously, you'll never hear that take, so I don't know why I'm even telling you this. But just because you and me, we talk a lot. I mean, it's a one-way conversation usually, but we talk a lot, and I want you to know what's going on in my life, okay? So welcome to YemmyCast, a video game podcast that premieres on YouTube at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, and also premieres the same day on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Thank you for listening on whatever platform you're listening on. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. I really enjoy seeing the numbers go up on Spotify. It's one of the places I really want to grow the most on, and I've seen the numbers increase, and I'm very, very excited. Anyways, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy, and on today's episode, we talk about Reggie Fils-Aime's retirement from being the head of Nintendo of America. Also in this episode, Anthem talk, Overkill's The Walking Dead, a Fallout mystery game is now available for pre-order, Xbox Live Game Pass has some new games out, and also a new SteamWorld game may be in development. Let's talk about all that and more in this episode of YemmyCast. Alright, well, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is a fellow small YouTuber slash video editor that I've known for a while on Twitter and YouTube now. His name is KG Productions, and he actually got a massive shout out from Tommy Wiseau. If you don't know who Tommy Wiseau is, he is the director slash lead actor in The Room, the cult classic. He's had a resurgence. The Room has had a resurgence with viewers and audiences everywhere now. There's been documentaries made. There's been full-fledged new movies by Tommy Wiseau himself. All that cool stuff and more. Tommy Wiseau is becoming quite the figurehead of meme culture, doing things like Joker impersonations and just selling underwear, and now he was dubbed into the Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer. And this was a little while ago. This was a little while ago. KG Productions put this up on his channel about 3 months ago, and it garnered about 2,000 views. And now Tommy Wiseau himself has given KG a shout out on Twitter. And that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool if I must say so myself. The one thing that concerns me, though, is that Tommy Wiseau uploaded the video to his channel. Instead of just giving KG a shout-out or maybe putting like a snippet on his channel, he literally re-uploaded the whole thing on his channel and credited KG. Sure, he credited him. But this feels like something that Soflo Antonio, if I dare say the name, Soflo Antonio would do on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, where, he'd be like, this is totally me while driving a car, and then there's like a video of an axe murderer killing someone in a movie. But this is, it's still cool for KG for this to happen. Obviously, I'm sure he's very happy about this. I'm just a little concerned because not often do people go to the description and go, oh, the original video is here, I'll watch it there. They're going to watch it on Tommy's channel and then forget about it or move on. That's the only thing that I find a little, not despicable, but concerning about everything. Hopefully he garners some attention. Hopefully he starts to grow a little bit more. He's very talented at doing his little edits. He's done a few for the H3 podcast, for the Joe Rogan Experience, and more, including this, the Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer with Tommy Wiseau in it. So if you want to, please go to KG's channel, check out his video, make sure you comment and let him know that I sent you from the YemmyCast. And give him some love, because he deserves it. He really does deserve it, and I just don't like that Tommy put it on his own channel, pretty much re-uploaded it to his own channel. That was a little bit of a despicable act. Despicable! Alright, so I was on vacation last weekend. We went to Columbus to see Eric Andre of the Eric Andre Show. It was excellent. I had a lot of fun. I thought that he did a very good job. His comedy is definitely reminiscent of the show itself. So if you like the show, you're gonna love his comedy act. Lots of funny things going on. I mean, I can't recite the comedy and tell you every single joke and what I liked the most about it. It's just the whole thing was very fun. It was a really great experience. It was at the Funny Bone in Columbus, which is actually inside of a pretty sizable mall that had like a movie theater in it that was full like service, so you got dinner and lunches there. It was pretty cool. We saw the Lego Movie 2 in there, and it was a very nice theater, very large. We were like one of the only 10 people in it, so it was very empty, but I enjoyed the movie myself. There was a few cringy moments where there was a floss dance by Batman and stuff like that. But other than that, I felt like it was a good part 2 of a part, of the Lego Movie series, I guess you would call it. It was a fun vacation. I call it a vacation. We drove 2.5 hours to get to Columbus, and we stayed there for a night. We went to the German Village in Columbus. It was amazing. The food was great. We went to Schmitz, which is where Man vs. Food went to. They had great sausage there. I got a Reuben with sausage instead of corned beef. It was amazing. The applesauce was great. The potato pancakes were awesome. My fiance really loved the German potato salad. Just all around, just a great little community there. It was really fun. There was like a bookstore with 32 rooms. Lots of cool stuff. So really happy that I went on the trip. And we also went to IKEA for the first time ever. I went to IKEA, and let me tell you, it was like an amusement park. It was literally like a walk-through amusement park where you look at furniture. Like, this one had like 2 floors and then the huge warehouse at the end. You walk through 32 different showcases for everything from bedroom stuff to couches and quilts and all this kind of stuff. It was incredible. It was crazy. And we bought a dresser. We put it together. It wasn't too bad. It was just a little taxing on the hands. But it's up and it's nice. And it's replacing my like 50-year-old dresser that was passed down to me from my father. So, cool stuff. So I really enjoyed my vacation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the videos that auto uploaded. There was a podcast for my other podcast called The Fair Business that went up with 2 good friends from YouTube. I did one with also a YemmyCast talking about Spyro the Dragon came up. And also on Sundays now I'm going to be uploading YemmyCast clips. So if you want to, you can check those out. They're just snippets from the last episode of YemmyCast on Wednesdays. The biggest news and parts that I thought were the funniest. So you can check those out if you want. But Yemmy, we don't care about you plugging your own content. You are giving me hives. I apologize. I'm going to go real quickly to get some more water because my throats feel a little scratchy. But through the power of editing, it'll be about 3 milliseconds. Boy, Yemmy, you got that drink in lightning speed. I know. You want to see me run over to that rock over there? Want to see me do it again? All right, let's move on to Anthem. Ruh-roh, Reggie. Anthem, yes. Oh, boy, what do I have to say about Anthem? Nothing good, unfortunately. Anthem was, or is, it's a very boring game. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Lots of dialogue, lots of robotic voice acting. Worse than Mass Effect Andromeda by far. Like, the storytelling on all that, definitely worse than Mass Effect Andromeda, which was BioWare's last game that really took a shit on the entire series. And Bethesda as a company. Literally, like, Bethesda as a company got shit on too, because... and EA. Let's just keep adding to the pile. And EA. EA forced BioWare to rush a game out, and what do we get? We got Andromeda, which was not good at all. I liked the combat in Andromeda. I thought the combat in Mass Effect Andromeda was very good, but unfortunately the story elements and stuff like that just weren't there, and that's kind of what Anthem is. The combat's great. I felt like the combat was really well done in this game, or is really well done, but unfortunately I feel like the story and everything else is just wish-wash. It's not important. Like, it is important, sure, in the long run, but who really cares? Especially when it's delivered by such unenthusiastic voice actors. They just sit there and they're like, the Anthem is where the monsters came from, and they attacked the city, and we are defending it, because we are freelancers. Freelancers are the ones who go out and protect the city. We are not the heroes anymore since we fucked up once. Like, come on. Give me a break. I'm just very, very disappointed in BioWare. Like, I played Jade Empire back in the day. I played all four of the Mass Effects, and I love those games. And unfortunately, not Andromeda. I have to be specific, or else people are going to be like, "Whoa, you just said Andromeda was bad, but now you're putting it in with the good ones." And then the other half of the people are like, "Oh, you just said Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 was pretty shit, brother." I actually enjoyed Mass Effect 3 myself, up until the end, of course, like everyone else. But I thought it was actually a nice conclusion up until then. But let's get to the meat and bones of Anthem. Anthem is, of course, a third-person action RPG that has elements of both The Division and Destiny in it, which combine to make some sort of twisted concoction that is just not fun. I'll be quite honest with you guys. Like, the combat is fine. Combat is fluid. I like the mech suits. They're fun to use, but everything else in this game can pretty much just be glossed over. I know a lot of people skipped over a lot of the dialogue from Marvel's Spider-Man for the PS4. This is 10 times worse than that. If you don't like bad dialogue, like, what kind of sentence is that? I as it was coming out of my mouth, I was questioning why I even had to state this. But if you don't like bad dialogue, you should probably stay away from this game, or skip every single cutscene in the game whatsoever. In all of them, just skip all of them. As I said before, like the delivery of the lines is just like, they're like, okay, so the voice director was probably like, okay, so we need you to be a tough guy who is telling him about why they hate freelancers. And then the person's like, I hate freelancers because of that thing that happened. It's like, good, we got it, great, awesome. Over here, we're all just like, this is garbage. So I really had faith in BioWare up to this point. Like, I know Andromeda was a failure in almost every regard, but I thought with a new IP, their own idea, something new on their hands, they would be able to rise up from the ashes and correct the wrongs of the last few years. There's no loot boxes in this game. Sure, there's microtransactions, but it's all cosmetic. It is outrageously priced, just like I predicted 2 episodes or whatever ago in the Anthem microtransaction debacle episode. Humble plug. Not so humble, actually. But the prices stayed pretty much the same. They're ridiculously priced, but you can get the in-game coins to also get the stuff as well. Also, things that I don't fancy in this game is the co-op in the game. I know that's like the whole thing of this game is to play with other people during every single mission, but I can't stand it. There's those people who do everything for you, and then there's the people who do nothing during the entire game. Like, there's no middle. Like, I'm the middle of the road. Like, I try and do the objective the best I can. I try not to fall behind, but there's times that people are just, they're zooming away over to the next objective. It's like they played the level 17 times. Or there's the people who, they go to the objective, they activate it, and then they just sit there and let you battle. Or there's the people who just fall behind, and they don't do anything, and they still get the points for finishing the mission and all that. It's ridiculous. I know there's a feature that make people auto go to where you are, kind of like in Far Cry 5, but it's not like they actually have to do anything. As long as they hide behind something and the enemies are against everyone else, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the open world is about as boring as it gets to. Just you run around the same map, fighting the same enemies, doing the same things. Sure, there's tougher ones here and there, but for the most part, it's just you and 3 other people in the open world just doing whatever you want to do, finding collectibles, which aren't really that interesting, fighting enemies who are all the same from the regular missions and stuff like that. Sure, random missions and public events come around, but they're too far and in between, you know? In Destiny 2, I liked the public events. They were like every 15 minutes there was a public event going on. In this one, I haven't really done one. I don't even know where to go to get them. The game doesn't explain itself very well. There's thousands of menus in this game. None of them make any sense. None of them really explain themselves to you. Sure, you can go to the codex and reread the message, but it's like, I don't even understand what this message says. And you might go, "Oh, Yemmy, you're just being stupid." I don't understand most of the menus in this game. I don't understand why when I click on something and I read it and then I press the O button to go back, it still says that there's an unread message. I don't understand. There's a lot of things that are wrong with this game, and there's not much that is right with it. If you enjoy fun combat, you're going to have a good time with this game because the combat is nice and fun. If you enjoy a good co-op experience, I'm sure this game is fun with other people, but I'm feeling like it's not going to be any more heightened. You know, you're still going to have the boring missions and the boring dialogue and the boring whatever. And I don't know. I'm not too far into the game right now. I think I've played about 5 hours in total, and I've listened to like 3 hours of poor dialogue. And you might be like, you might say, oh, yeah, just skip the dialogue. Who needs it? I need it. I need it to understand the story. Like, I want to know the story. BioWare usually makes a pretty good story, but this one just been like, God, it's like they dump you into this world. You don't know anything about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, just understand everything we're saying. Oh yeah, let's dump like 3 years of fucking exposition on them from the get-go. That's a good way to start a game. And here's one of the worst things about this, and this is kind of a lead into the news section of the podcast, but Anthem, 3 days after its official relaunch on all platforms, has already been put down to £35 in the UK on UK Amazon. That's ridiculous to me. If I bought this game day one and I saw that it was down to $35 or £35, I would want my fucking money back. It's just like Burnout Paradise, the weekend, like literally the weekend, the day after, the Friday, the Saturday after the Friday that it came out, the remaster, it was down to $20 already, if I don't remember correctly, which is ridiculous. Why am I buying a game day one if it's just going to be discounted 2 or 3 days later? That's horrible. That's horrible for a company to do. That's horrible for a publisher to do. That's horrible for anyone to do. The sales have been really good in the US, but I guess in the UK, the retailers are struggling to get these off the shelves, and maybe it's going to turn into a Fallout 76 type scenario where they're giving them out with controllers and hard drives. I don't know. I don't think the game is as terrible as Fallout 76, but it's obviously just... It's not as good as anything that I've played already this year, and it's not as good as... even Destiny 2 has better qualities than this game. Even, I love The Division, and I think The Division is better, and I think The Division 2 is going to blow this game out of the water, which is why they wanted to get it released before then, and it really shows the rush parts of this game and just the unoriginality that is in this game in a whole. This is BioWare we're talking about, a game company that had designed a whole universe, and now on their second try at it, it's a complete failure. And already having this game discounted 3 days after is just a joke. It really is. I know the Xbox has already had the game for like a week long, but the PlayStation 4 owners like myself, we just bought this game last Friday. And I bought mine on Saturday. And 2 days later, on the UK sites, of course, it's already $35 or £35. What the fuck? What are you doing? It's annoying, and I legitimately get pissed off when I see stuff like that, because it's like there's so many people out there who are living paycheck to paycheck, or they're gaming on a budget, and they go, I'm really excited for this game, I want to get it day one. So they put down the money, and then what do you know, 2 days later, it's already reduced price. Like, that's ridiculous to me. All right, let's move on to some more news. Reggie, I wrote out the pronunciation, Fils-Aime, is retiring after 15 notable years at Nintendo of America. So I believe he was the CEO? He was the president and COO. What's COO? I don't know what COO is. But anyways, he was the president for almost 15 years of Nintendo of America, and he's finally retiring. He's retiring. He's not going to a different company. He is literally retiring, and he's handing over the keys to the castle to Doug Bowser. And yes, it's already been memed to oblivion. Funny stuff. But Doug Bowser has a pretty long tenure with Nintendo, and he's been a gamer since the old days. So I kind of trust Doug Bowser. I know I trust Doug. I'm with Bowser. But seeing Reggie go is really sad because he has been a figurehead for such a long time. Through most of 15 years. I mean, that's a long time for a lot of things to happen in a company. And he's kind of been the face of it all. And he's done lots of fun things with YouTubers, with companies, with Nintendo itself, doing things that I don't think Nintendo would have done without him. And it's unfortunate that he's leaving, but he's saying, and he's quoted as saying, he wants to spend more time with his family, wants to spend more time with friends and close relatives and stuff like that. Almost makes me wonder if he's gotten like a bad diagnosis, maybe a medical thing that's happened, and he just wants to kind of leave quietly and be with other people. I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope that he's healthy and feeling good, and this is just something that he felt like he needed to do. I really hope so. But he's making it seem like, especially from the video that I watched, that he's leaving because he wants to, he wants to spend more time with people before he goes. And I don't mean like walk out the door. I mean like go into 12 feet underground. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope so, because he's such a nice person from what we've seen from him. He's such a cool dude. I really would hate for something to be happening behind the scenes that, in a few years we find out that he was living with cancer for 3 years or whatever. That would be really sad. So I really hope, I hope the best for him. I really hope that this isn't something, dire or something medical related. He just, just wants to retire because, he's just kind of done. So all the best of luck to Reggie Fils-Aime in the future. He's been a great dude at Nintendo through the ups and downs. There's really nothing else to say about it, but hopefully he has a nice time in retirement. So this will already have happened by the time the podcast comes out, but the Pokemon Direct is coming out on the 27th of February, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. GMT, 6 a.m. Pacific Time, and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. So this is already going to be out, and everyone's already going to know what's going to be in it. I'm expecting another Generation 8 Pokemon game. If not that, maybe like a new remaster of like Pokemon Red and Blue or Yellow or something like that, because it seems to be the time of remasters and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be a reboot of the series. Definitely don't think that there's going to be like something like that. In the tags for the upload, there's been, in the US one at least, there's things like Nintendo, Play Nintendo, video games, action adventure RPG, and then on the Japanese side, it's been seen Switch in the title as well. So we'll see. Maybe there's going to be an update to Pokemon Go, or maybe it's going to be a new Pokemon game, official Pokemon game on the Switch. We shall see. I'm betting it's going to be a new Pokemon game on the Switch. If it's not, whatever. All right, so you can become a giraffe detective in the new game called Lord Winklebottom Investigates. It's coming to the Switch next year and other platforms as well. You can join Lord Winklebottom, who is a giraffe detective, and his companion, Dr. Frumple, who is a hippo doctor, as they investigate the murder of an old friend of theirs, uncover clues, interrogate suspects, and solve puzzles to crack the case. So it is a point-and-click adventure game with hand-drawn elements to it. Right now, the voice acting is not where they want, and also there is not an official soundtrack, so there is a Kickstarter going for this game right now. If you want to, in the article itself and also on Kickstarter, you can find Lord Winklebottom Investigates, and you can back the project if you want. There's multiple tiers. Most of them just give you basic stuff like access to the Discord, a free background, your name in the credits, copies of the game, and also posters, official soundtracks. And if you get to the highest one, which is like 1,000, you'll be able to design your own character, get a portrait of that character you designed, etc., etc. So this is very reminiscent of the point-and-click generation, and I think that it's going to be an interesting game. Kind of funny, anthropomorphic animals. Did I say that right? Furries? Not furries, no. Anthropomorphic animals and all that. There is a demo available on Steam right now, so if you want to, you can check that out. I'm definitely going to be checking that out and deciding if I want to throw a little bit of money at this game. Definitely looks very stylized, very unique. Can't wait for more information on it, but if you want to, you can support them on Kickstarter and also add it to your wish list on Steam, and also play the demo. All right, so Dead Cells is getting free DLC in the future. Actually, soon. So Red Bull Gaming has provided hints of what to expect, but mainly they are just expanding on details of the game. They've been working on this DLC since the release. They say that the main game is everything they want it to be, but they have more ideas that they wanted to put out. There will be a demo available at the next PAX East, so that's next month. PAX East is next month. And there's also going to be a video that will detail everything. So there's no solid date yet for the DLC, but they say it's going to be released in 2019 and soon. All right, we're going to get 3 classic Resident Evil games on the Switch in May. You're going to be getting Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil HD, and also Resident Evil 4. Out of these 3, I've only played 4. I tried 0. I wasn't really a big fan of it. But 4 is definitely one of the best in the series, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions as well. I think Resident Evil 0 was actually a GameCube exclusive for a little while until they re-released it for all consoles in the HD days. And then Resident Evil 4 has been released for all newer generation as well, so this is just a roundabout way of coming back to it. I'm wondering if they're going to do this to 5 and 6. I know those two have online parts to it, so maybe they are still working on getting that stuff done, or they're just not going to bother with it at all. Who knows? And is this going to open the door for Resident Evil 2 and 7 to come to the Switch? We shall see. Especially with Switch getting VR in the future. I think that was shown about or talked about. Resident Evil 7 could be a good poster child for that as well, because it was an interesting game in VR. And one other thing about this is it's coming. Pre-orders are starting February 28th, and it's going to be digital only, I think, for all these games. Digital only. All right, another grandma is playing a lot of a specific Nintendo game. The last one we talked about played over 3,000 hours on Animal Crossing New Leaf. Well, this one's game of choice is, drumroll please, Wii Fit. She's played more than 10 years of Wii Fit. She has been logging into Wii Fit every single day for 10 fucking years. 3,949 days on the game and counting. She says she doesn't play she doesn't play every day, but she does log in every day, check her stats, do a few customized fitness routines, and then get along on her way. So that is a lot of dedication to a game that is definitely on a lot of people's shelves, just collecting dust, and or in those mounds of games at GameStop that no one is ever going to buy. GameStop already threw away a bunch of copies of Guitar Hero 3. What about the Wii Fit games? Are they going to do the same thing to those? We will see. Does this open the door for more gaming grandmas to come out and tell everyone how long they've played games? We will see. Hopefully there are more out there, because these are funny stories to talk about. Wii Fit is an interesting one. I understand New Leaf, but Wii Fit, I don't know. I don't know about that one. SteamWorld Quest. The next SteamWorld game is coming to Switch. It's going to be a Switch exclusive. I'm a big fan of the SteamWorld series, and this game is going to be linked to the other ones as well. So, SteamWorld 1 and 2, and also Heist are available on the Switch, and this one is coming out later this year in 2019. This looks like a very nice rendition of SteamWorld. It has a little bit of a different style to it, a little bit of different design. It's turn-based strategy, and you actually unlock cards to do special moves. It looks really cool and really stylized. I'm really excited because I am a fan of SteamWorld, the SteamWorld series, and this looks like another step in the game that is going in the right direction. I wasn't as huge of a fan of SteamWorld Heist. I got the game because Steam Powered Giraffe, a band I like, is in it. But I wasn't a huge fan of the game as a whole. But the SteamWorld Dig games 1 and 2 are excellent games. I would suggest picking those up if you haven't played them. Or at least getting a demo of them if you're not sure about them. You just mine for diamonds and gems and stuff like that. But this game is completely different. You play as the SteamWorld characters against various different things, other SteamWorld robots, giant mushrooms, and other things as well. Don't want to give too much away. You can watch the trailer now on the Nintendo YouTube channel, but it looks like it's just going to be more fun. They've always designed great stories and had great games, so I'm not afraid that this game is going to flop at all. I think this is going to be a great game, and I can't wait to pick it up. I may actually even pre-order it. I believe it's going to be digital only, so you can expect to see it late 2019, they say. The director of Chrono Trigger, Takashi Tokita is producing Oninaki, which is a Switch JRPG. Anyone who knows Chrono Trigger knows that, it's a cult classic. He's also was the director of Parasite Eve on PlayStation, and was also the scenario writer and director of Final Fantasy, The Four Heroes of Light. I'm not sure what that is. But this is good news for people who loved Chrono Trigger. He's probably going to bring his own flair to this game, Oninaki, which was revealed with the latest Nintendo Direct. It's being developed by Tokyo RPG Factory, and it's being published by Square Enix. So we'll see where this goes. They say that it's about 65% completed right now, and they're gonna keep on trucking, and they're expecting the game to be out in summer. So good news for people who are fans of Chrono Trigger and fans of Tokita. Obviously, this is good news for you guys if you like his games. All right, we have some Xbox news, everyone. What? Xbox news? What is this madness? Don't get too excited. It's just the Xbox Game Pass for the rest of February. You're going to be getting a lot of games. 3 of them I've played a lot. 2 of them I've never heard of. But you're going to be getting Batman Return to Arkham, which is available starting February 21st. The same day, you're also going to get Headlander and Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. Batman Return to Arkham is a great remaster of the original 2 games. It had a little bit of controversy around it at the beginning of it all, but I felt like they were fine remasters. Batman Arkham Asylum is still one of the best Batman games out there, with City being right there with it. So if you haven't played the games, or if you haven't played the HD remakes, these are 2 amazing remasters of the game in one bundle. And then also on the 28th of February, you're going to be getting The Walking Dead Season 2 and Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is an excellent game. Lots of creativity in this game with the Alien series. The alien itself is very smart, so watch out for those claws. And then also The Walking Dead Season 2 was an okay game, Telltale-made game. I thought it wasn't as good as the original. No, I don't think any of the Walking Dead games after the original are really been spectacular myself, but Season 2 was something. If you've missed out on it, you'll want to play it to fill yourself in on the story. Remember, The Walking Dead, the final season, is still in production now by a different company, so we'll see where everything goes with that. Hitman 2. You can now play the opening level for free on PlayStation 4. This is great for people who aren't sure about the game, because the original Hitman remaster was not too good. Critically, it was mauled, and also by fans of the series, it was also looked down upon as well. Video Game Donkey made a pretty good video about this one if you want to check that out. But pretty much, and I kind of had the same experience with it. After the first episode from the original Hitman remake, just things weren't as open for you to kind of be crazy with the world as everyone wanted it to be. It was very strict in how you could do things. I haven't heard much about Hitman 2. It came out November 13th, 2018, so it's been out for a little while, but now you can actually download and play the starter pack on the PlayStation 4, and I'm pretty sure that the original remake is free for PlayStation Plus right now, I'm pretty sure. Or was that last month? It might have been last month. I apologize if it was. In this mission that you get for free, you're going to New Zealand to search for the Shadow Client. Ooh, boy, sounds like James Bond. But yeah, if you're a fan of the Hitman series, this is a good little start for you to see if you like the new style. Okay, Bethesda has suddenly put up a new pre-order / placeholder for a new kind of look, a game that looks like it could be Fallout. Okay, I'm gonna put it that way. The trailer that they put in for the pre-order has a countdown from 10 in the Fallout style. It kind of has like that Fallout 3 kind of green haze to it, so maybe it's a remaster of Fallout 3 or a re-release for newer consoles. So we'll see what happens. I think they're trying to make up for not Resident Evil, Fallout 76, tanking hardcore. Like I said, or like I will say in the future, Fallout 76 is a mangled up piece of mess that I've not had too many glitches with through my time playing it, but I can tell people are very angry about it. So hopefully it's not something Fallout 76 related. Hopefully it is like a Fallout 3 remaster or something like that. And that would be exciting for a lot of people because there's a lot of people who didn't get to play Fallout 3. And the technical limitations of Fallout 3 on the computer and on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, it just doesn't hold up nowadays. Definitely a new port of this game, a new remaster, an update to this game would be what it needs to get it back into the main light, back into people's eyes and arms and stuff like that. Of course, is it going to get as many remakes and remasters as Skyrim? Probably not, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see, eh? And like I accidentally said, Fallout 76 is broken and buggy, but they're planning for 2019 now. Obviously, Bethesda should probably fix the game, especially because it is still very broken at times. But the roadmap for 2019 has been announced, and we're going to have 3 events, one in the spring, summer, and fall. The first one's called Wild Appalachia. It's going to have new quests, a new game mode, and new features and more. And on the cover, on the art here, it has like a Deathclaw or a Goat Man. Oh, maybe there's going to be a Goat Man, huh? Ooh, spooky. Then also in summer, we're going to have an all-new game mode. That's the only thing that they're saying for this one. I'm betting it's going to be Battle Royale. I know you don't want to hear those words coming out of my mouth, but I almost guarantee that Fallout 76 is going to be adding a Battle Royale with this one. There's a nuclear bomb going off in the picture. There's fire around you. Obviously, it's going to be the fallout coming towards you from a nuclear bomb going off. I guarantee it. You're going to scavenge for parts, scavenge for stuff like that, kill other players, and then be the winner. Okay, that's I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. If it's something else, cheers. But as the trend is going with every company, Battle Royale has to be in every game you make, or you're not going to sell. And I think that's what the creators of Fallout 76 thought. They go, oh, it didn't sell because it didn't have Battle Royale. Well, it didn't sell because it's getting awful reviews. But that's besides the point. We'll let you think what you want. Fuck, Battle Royale and Fallout. What is this world coming to? Overkill's The Walking Dead is not dead on PS4 just yet. It's being postponed. There was a rumor going around that they were going to cancel the game entirely because PlayStation handed out refunds to people who had pre-ordered digitally. But it's been told by Overkill themselves that they don't want to stop production or working on the game. They're going to keep fixing it, but they don't have a release date anymore. They're going to postpone it until they can confirm when they're going to be done with it. So it's not canceled, it's just postponed while development is ongoing. Obviously, Walking Dead, the Overkill's The Walking Dead is being destroyed in the ratings on Steam and all that. So hopefully they can get this game up and working because as a concept, it could be a better version of Survival Instincts. But practically, it's right now it's looking to be worse, which is, I know that's got to be hard to do. Good work, 505 Games, who was the developer behind it. I'm sorry, the publisher. Publisher. So what does this mean for the future? Why did they give people refunds if they're going to release it? Why make any controversy around this at all? Why postpone it? What is going on with this game? We don't know. We just don't know. Hopefully they can work out the bugs and cuddle this game into existence once again, but I think no one's going to care about the game by the time it comes out. We're already getting 3 other zombie games this year. Days Gone, the World War Z game, and Last of Us Part 2 is supposed to be coming out sometime this end of this year, next year. So we'll see. No high hopes here. No high hopes. I'll be honest with you. Okay, well that's it for the news and for this podcast episode. Just want to thank everyone for stopping by and coming around and enjoying your time on listening to the podcast. Remember, YemmyCast, a video game podcast, does premiere on YouTube at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. And also, it's available on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud the same day. I don't care where you listen to it. I just thank you for listening to it. Make sure if you listen to it on iTunes to rate it, and also let me know you're there, because I iTunes doesn't update its analytics at all. Spotify updates every day, which is amazing. I love seeing numbers on Spotify, but iTunes, oh no, there's not enough information, which might mean that no one's watched it. Who knows? But I do appreciate wherever you're listening to this, whether you're at the premiere or whether it's a week later and you're catching up on podcasts in your Spotify. It doesn't matter to me. I appreciate it as always. Thank you once again for listening in. Big shout out to KG Productions. Congratulations on the huge shout out from Tommy. That is big. Hopefully you gain some traction from that. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Like I said, on Sundays now, there's going to be YemmyCast clips, snippets. I'm not sure what I'm going to call them yet. They're not going to be an official name or anything, but you can listen to the biggest points during the YemmyCast, in a small bite. And remember, on Fridays now is the Fair Business Podcast, which is a YouTube exclusive. I talk with other creators, content creators, indie developers, stuff like that. So if you want to, you can check that out on the channel as well. I also just released a video for Far Cry 5, the Vietnam DLC, with me and my friend Nick went through the DLC. Had a little bit of fun with the bamboo stick. So if you want to, you can also check that out. I would appreciate it. But you don't have to. You don't have to do anything you don't want. I'm not a person who's going to force you to do anything, okay? But thank you so much. Please follow me on all my different medias. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever you want to do. And I appreciate everyone. Thank you for listening. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been another episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast.